Yo. Hey, start that cat. Errol Spence Jr. is Logan, aka Wolverine. Hey, bub. Berserker Barrage. Jump out. Berserker Barrage. Maybe I'm putting 2 on 10, but Errol Spence's healing and recuperative powers is pretty impressive. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. You need to subscribe if you like boxing. If you don't, then scram. But if you love boxing, subscribe to my channel. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Errol Spence took his first pro loss via stoppage to a great fighter, Terence Bud Crawford. Bud said it was going to be the fish fry, and he did just that. Beat Errol Spence convincingly. Now, Errol Spence was in Ibiza, Spain, taking time off to, after a hard fight and a grueling training camp where things didn't go his way. He's probably just trying to get his mind right, which I recommend. You look at like Oscar Valdez yesterday, which I'll get into that in the back half of this video. Oscar Valdez was in a tough fight and he lost. His eye is completely shut, so the next day is probably even worse as the adrenaline leaves your body and whatnot. I think he should do the same thing. Take some time off and just chill and recuperate. Now, speaking of recuperative powers and recuperating, Errol Spence, I'm actually impressed. These pictures that leaked of Errol Spence Jr., it looks like his face and the markings and the swelling has went down substantially. Now, full disclosure, in this particular video, I'm actually late to the party. I know I'm usually the first to talk about it. I've been meaning to make this video, but there's other fights and other action, and I got a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm working on for you guys in the channel. So I'm actually late. So the pictures actually resurfaced last week sometime. So at the time that I collected these pictures of Errol Spence Jr. in Ibiza, he could very well be off vacation as of me recording this video. So at the time that I copped these pictures, I want to say it was about 9, maybe 10 days after the fight, and it looked like the swelling was completely down. And at first I seen pictures of him and he had sunglasses, so I'm like, okay, his face might still look a little crazy from the Crawford fight. But surprisingly, there was other pictures and he had his glasses off taking pictures with fans and his face looked cool, pause. Yeah, double pause that. I was kind of shocked because if you look at the fight, Errol Spence, his face looked rather mangled. It looked like Errol Spence possibly had issues making weight. And on the fight night, the given night, he couldn't get out the way of shots. He looked completely flat and he looked like a different version of the Errol Spence we've come to love. This isn't Terence Crawford's issue. It's not his fault, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. So to see Errol Spence look like he's healing up nicely, that's actually a good thing. That being said, it's still based on your body went through that. If you had a tough training camp, if you killed yourself to make weight, the punishment and the surgical shots that Terence Crawford landed, that still takes a toll on your body. So we have yet to discover if Errol Spence will actually pull the trigger on the rematch clause. I know Errol Spence post-fight, he was like, yeah, we got to run it back. And even on the All Access, he was talking to his son. He's like, we got to do that again, gang. You want to do it again? And I understand that, but that's still in the interim right after the fight just happened. So you're trying to process everything and you got the emotional aspect. Obviously, there was no time to talk to your team for real, like have a long, deep conversation, no time to chat with your advisor, Al Heyman, and those kind of things. So we'll see. I've seen, like, let's say Brandon Rios. He's one of the fighters. He lost maybe to Tim Bradley, and then he immediately retired on the spot. He said he's done. He doesn't have it anymore. And then he unretired and came back to fight. So I've seen these kind of decisions go both ways. Sometimes someone has their mind made up and they're stubbornly going to cling to that, and there's no one that can convince them otherwise. So Errol Spence, he could go the Lennox Lewis path, where Lennox Lewis, all of his losses, he avenged them by knockout. So he might, that's a fellow Jamaican as well. So he might try to go down that path, try to get one back on Terence Crawford, or maybe his team and his family talk about it and decide, hey, you should probably just move up and weight to 154, which was your plan anyway, and possibly revisit a Terence Crawford fight after. Now, I have seen some fans, in full honesty, say that they don't even need to see the rematch, but it doesn't really matter what the fans say when there's legalities and a contractually binding agreement that stipulates if within a certain amount of time Errol Spence decides, hey, stop that cap, big fish is back and I want that get back or the opportunity, no matter if you want to see it or not, you know, per the contract, he's gonna have to agree and, you know, make that a thing. I remember the same thing happened with Deontay Wilder. People lied and said Wilder lost the first fight, even though the judges scored it a draw. And they're like, oh, we don't need to see the second fight. And then after Tyson Fury beat him, people lied and said, oh, Wilder lost 2 times, so we don't need to watch a third fight. But Wilder had a rematch clause in the contract, and he's stubborn, and he wanted his way. It didn't go his way in the third fight either. But at the end of the day, it was a brilliant fight. And it's not really our decision as fans. Like, of course, I could make a ton of decisions on fighters' career. Like, I would tell, if I was advising some of these fighters, I would tell them, some of them, to get off Twitter, to never do interviews unless you got certain people around you, things like that, because they put their foots in their mouth. So there's a lot of things that I would do. But again, this is fighters and their own careers. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And, you know, we just got to accept that. And if his team put a rematch clause and he feels he can do better, which in my opinion, not saying he beats Crawford in a rematch, but I don't really see it being worse. I mean, obviously it could get worse if Terence Crawford went in there and like stopped him, knocked him out cold or something like that in sooner, lesser rounds. But the performance to me was so flat and unexpected from Errol Spence. Even I knew Crawford had a chance to win, but just how it played out, it looked like something was truly up with Errol Spence. And he's a prideful guy, so he's not going to put that out. But at the end of the day, it looked like something was going on with him, in addition to Crawford being a great fighter and maybe just having his number. So I don't really, me personally, I don't think it would be worse than, it could be a repeat, but I think Errol Spence nonetheless would still do better than that performance. The shock value's out. You know he's capable of beating you. You know he's stronger than you expected. You know, maybe you can iron out some kinks in the training camp, etc. Let me know what you guys think. Errol Spence with the Wolverine recuperative healing powers. Face looks like it's healing up nicely. Do you want to see a rematch? Drop all that in the comment section. Best in the business. And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.